Hello, my name's Jason and welcome to another episode of me painting. I'm using interactive artist acrylics, Atelier ones. These are the paints I very first got and when I got oil paints then I never used them ever again until now. The reason is I get a lot of questions about I want to do paintings but I don't want to use oil paints. Could I do the same with acrylics? Well, you can't do the same, but you can do paintings. So I thought, just dipping in some water, I thought I'd give it a go doing a painting using the acrylic paints rather than oils. Using water and some Prussian Blue. Now, this brush is just a house brush. Grab some more of this paint. Like I said, it's the first paint I ever bought and I use. It's a bit dry, so that you can, like I said, it activates with water. But acrylic works like that anyway. You know, regular acrylic paints, they mix with water, and that's the benefit of acrylics. The fact that they do mix with water, you don't have to use any solvents, which is the minus about oils. When you're using oils, you can't speak. What I was trying to say is you need to be in a well ventilated area when you're using oil paints. In acrylics, using acrylics, you can hide away in your garage, close all the windows and doors and do a secret painting and it doesn't matter. So I'm just building up a base layer, really. This is my base layer. I'm creating a version of my Moonlit sky. Moonlit sky? I cannot speak today. Maybe I'll just paint and put some music along with it. So this is the version of my Moonlit mountain using acrylics. So when I'm doing paintings, doesn't matter what I use when I'm doing paintings or drawings, I should say. No matter what I use, I always get excited about it. I'm always looking forward to it. I'm always thinking, oh yes, I'm going to do a painting or a drawing today. I can't wait to see what I can do. And that excitement, that enjoyment, that's what you want. And you need to think about ways to increase your enjoyment in painting and drawing, because if you find, like me, when I first started, the materials I was using just didn't work for me, then there's no reason why you shouldn't try something else. But the materials are not as important, really. People were doing fantastic drawings and paintings with nothing more than mud. Yeah. The medium you're using is not as important as your expression. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we've got a nice base here, colour. Now some acrylic paints dry extremely quick, generally. Most of them do. This one's a little slower than some, but still not oil paint, so it still dries pretty quick. Just looking for little hairs. That one. I'm using a paper towel just to pull it out. Okay, this is our base colour. A nice blue. While things are still a little bit wet, I might as well throw in some white and create a bit of a glow in the sky. My palette is just an old tray, an old plastic tray. I don't tend to put colours out when I use acrylics because they dry. So I just have the tubes at the ready, and then away you go. Just washing my brush. Got like a water thing. It's one of these that comes out in flat, and then you just pull it open and make it to the size you want. Just using a paper towel just to dry my brush a bit. I don't want it too wet. Okay, now let's grab some white. Just grabbing this white in my brush. I'm using a, like I said, a household brush, and it's a 1.5 inch brush. Let's have a look. I don't want too much paint, just a little bit of paint, and we'll have our. I've got my video up, and I was just watching myself to see what I did, and just sort of got a little bit of a glow in the sky, and it's around this area. So I'm just using white paint on top of the blue that's already there. And I'm just starting in the middle and working out. So using the similar technique, it picks up colour underneath. And then you work out and out and out, and it gets darker and darker and darker away from the light. It's just because it picks up more paint as the further out you go. Okay. Yeah. Something like that. And then the water, I might as well do it while it's still wet as well. The water's going to be about up there, so same idea. Just pull it down and then go across. I think I'll put a little bit more light in that water. Yeah. Now let's grab another brush, a smaller brush. Oh, it's just a 1/2 inch brush, get some more white. And let's say that our moon is going to be here, so try and get a bit of light in there. Okay, I'll just clean the brush. Just giving it a clean. Get all that water out of it. Grab a paper towel. Dry it off. I want a clean brush so I don't mess what I've got up. Because if I have paint on it, it's going to add more paint, and I don't particularly want more paint. There we go. Go over this as well while it's still wet. I remember when I first tried these paints, I was really disappointed because I was watching Bob Ross painting, and then I'd get the acrylics out and I'd try and do the same things, and it wasn't working. Couldn't do it. It didn't do the same, and they don't. You know, the acrylics work differently. You know, not hugely different, but different. Just creating a little moon using my finger. The finger painting, it works well. And the other good thing about acrylics is use water to wash it off you. Comes off easy. Just using extremely light pressure just to soften that. Okay. It's vanished a bit, so I'll do it again. More light in there. Yeah, it's quite soft that. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's something else we've got in the sky is stars. So easy, right? Line a brush, bit of white. Just to show you what I'm doing. Just grabbing a bit of water on my liner and then picking up some of this white paint. And having a look and putting in some dots. So if you're using different acrylic, you just have to remember the time it dries really, because the quicker it dries, the quicker you have to paint. Just noticed there's a little hair in there. Don't want that on my painting. Thank you very much. Got rid of that. Now you can make up your stars, or you can use a reference picture and create the star pattern around your area. I'm just putting a load of dots in and hoping for the best. You can even use different colours if you wanted. This would also be a good method to do a firework explosion. Put in all the little dots of colour in the firework. Okay, something like that. This is just an idea of how to do it. Now I can feel that this paint is starting to dry just as I'm doing it. So we can use that as an advantage really, you don't have to worry about it. Once you've done your sky, I mean it doesn't matter now. Just wipe my finger. Okay, let's have a look. We want to get a mountain in there. Now, I'm not going to use the knife because I find this paint is too thin to use a just hit the camera there. Yeah, I find the paint a little bit too thin to use the knife, so I'm going to use a brush. Use a brush to do a mountain. Now then, I'm going to got some Mars black here. Wouldn't have been my first choice of black, not now anyway. I would have probably gone for more of an ivory black, but when I first started, this was the black that I bought. And I thought, why buy a new set of acrylics when I've already got some? Yeah, so Mars black, and I was always use a bit more Prussian blue. I got this pot of Prussian blue. I thought I was going to use a lot, I think. I sort of tried to buy the colours that Bob Ross used, so that was my idea originally, to try and do the same with acrylic, but you can't. You can't do exactly the same anyway. You can still paint though. You can paint and do painting, no problem. You just have to understand the limitations of the materials. or in my case, the limitations of my skill. So we've got a mountain that goes along there, and up here. I'm not going to do it exactly the same as what I've done in oil. Just thought it'd be fun to have a go with acrylics. Like I said, that's the biggest thing I get asked. Can I do it with acrylics? Well, sure you can, just have to do it differently. Like I said, you can't do it exactly the same. To work a bit quicker. Some of the methods, like the reflections in the water and stuff, is not quite as easy, but hair there, mountain there. I have the mountain come to something like, oh yeah, we said the water's here, didn't we? So I'm just using this fan brush using my Mars Black and Prussian Blue mixture. And this side as well, we've got this right there. I think I'll have that to right there. And this can go right up here and down. Okay. Yeah, something like that, and we'll make a decision what we want to do down here. I'm not sure if I'll do the same. If we do put trees in, we're going to have to wait for this to dry for it to work. Shouldn't be too long though. Just wash this brush. Okay, wipe it on a paper towel. Just giving it a wipe on a paper towel. Now then, we need some white. We need to begin to add some of the colours on. The first thing I want is a dark, well, not a dark blue, but a dark, I can't speak, it's one of these days. I want a darkish blue, not too dark, not too light. I just want to be able to see it on top of my colours. Maybe a bit of a Mars Black in there just to change it from the sky. Yeah. Okay, so the areas I want to get are in the shadow. It's quite dark. Can't see it too well, but if you can see it on the camera. Lighten it up just in case it's not viewable. Yeah, so I'm not using the knife, so what I'm just doing is creating a sense of movement using brush strokes. I've done this before using oils. So we're creating this sense that it comes down here. Just using like the strokes of the brush. And maybe there's areas that are different. So like there, maybe there's a chunk that comes out, and when it dries we can always add that. You know, we don't have to. You can paint on top of each other using acrylics, and we don't have to wait too long for it to dry. There's another advance. Another bonus. I think I'll have a bit there. Going to grab a little bit of the white on. Getting a bit impatient. Desperately want to start putting light on here. I'm using light pressure and just sort of letting the brush bounce. So we can have that coming up there. And I'm just sort of tapping a little bit. Flatten that one out. There, I want that to zing a little bit there. There. Just wanted that to zing. Okay, use my finger just to soften that. Okay. Just sort of flattened it out with the edge of the brush like this. Because, you know, I want this to be smooth, like rock. Oh wait. It's not going to be perfectly smooth. There's going to be little jagged edges and stuff. Start adding them in. See how that face just popped out just by me pulling down there and then going across. I hope this looks like that on camera because I can't really tell. I'm just going to add a little light in there. Sort of soften it with my finger there. Then we can start looking at this and thinking, well, there's the lightest bit, like I did originally. I picked out light areas where the light is hitting the most on this. I kind of like it hitting this area the most. Something different, isn't it, than the other one? I mean, you can be a little sneaky and go pew, pew. Lights it in there, there. Maybe it's missed that bit. Maybe it's pinging along there. Pinging. The light pings. Okay, and then I don't want this to be too dark over here. I don't want it to get left out. Well, it's getting nice and dry now. Everything's drying out. So we need to kind of want to add some, using the brush's dots, using the bristles of the brush, just to add a little texture to some of these areas. I know what you're thinking. I thought you wanted it smooth like rock. Now you're adding texture. And then I sit back and sort of have a look. And I'm like, doesn't look quite right, that being in the dark, so add a bit more light. And I can kind of blend it away as well. I want that bit to be quite snowy there. Just sort of changing it up as I go. Yeah, I don't like that texture that I created. I'm going to smooth it away. Right. Just washing my brush. Grab some paper again. Give the brush a good wash. And what I'm thinking is add some more dark in there. I've got a little bit more dark on the palette. There's certain areas that I think I've gone a bit overboard, so yeah, maybe get some dark in there. That is a bit of a ridge. Yeah, a bit dark there. And there. Use my finger to just blend it together. Areas that are a little bit too light, that you feel are too light, which I'm starting to pick up on now. You can use your finger to blend away. Feel this. Okay, like that, yeah. Just picking up a little bit of this. It's like a bit of a dullish blue. Nice to up there. Something like that. And now I quite like the shapes. Looking at it, I'm enjoying it more. I'm enjoying the view more. And that's another another trick is you want to create a view that you like looking at. You want to create a view that you're enjoying, you're pleasing to your eye. When you're painting, you've got the power to change things. You don't have to do it the way it is. Do it the way you want it to be. Just going pure white now. Pure white. Picking out areas that I want to have more white on them. Kind of like the idea of this edge being quite white. Yeah, maybe that bit there. Yes. Just a little, and it's all the better, all the better. Maybe there as well. Maybe it zings there. Yes. This bit looks a bit boring, doesn't it? Doesn't look as good. Maybe this peak needs to be taller. It needs to go there. So give that bit of white, and then give it some dark on the other side. Now I'm thinking, well, just adding more water to my colour, because this is interactive paint, so you can add a bit more water in it. What's the word? Comes alive again. So. Yeah, it's a bit better. I still don't like that side. I think I've made this bit better than this bit. What did I do originally? Oh, I had a huge area of rock. Oops, just dropped my paint in the bin. Okay, huge area of rock that comes around. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. So this is actually going around like this. We can bring it together, can't we? No problem. No problem. So what I like about painting in general is you can change things up. Like, I didn't really like what was going on there, so I just changed it. I just went, no, I don't like that, and then that was it. It was gone. Now I think it looks better. I think there needs to be a few dark bits in amongst it, like down along there, and there. To be a bit of a light down there. Okay. Sort of sitting back, having a look and seeing what I want to change. Just grab some more Prussian Blue. I want more dark around it. Feels like it's got a bit too light. Oops. Okay. Are we happy with that? We ask ourselves. Are we happy with what we've got going here? Do we want to change things? I think we're alright. We've got quite a good mountain going. Just going to darken this down here. Got the illusion of a few trees. grab some more white. I don't want to be too light because it's quite light there, so sort of a grey. But over here, quite dark, so see, when I do this using these acrylics, it doesn't quite work as well, does it? I don't like it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to maneuver it. I want this to be quite dark. Get rid of some of that. Just using paper to get rid of it. That's a bit better. It's more the colour I was after. And just wipe that. There we go. Don't make mistakes. We just have to fix problems. Just going to grab some more for the darker blue. I feel myself getting a little bit lost in this painting. Just sort of, this is pretty much how I do it normally. When I'm experimenting, I just sort of grab stuff and have a go. Just using this brush, and just thought it'd be interesting to put some trees on there using the dark, and then just tapping. Creates a bit of a forest. I'm just tapping into some of that lighter colour here and there. I can always highlight a few bits. Okay, that'll do. Don't want to overkill, though. I do like the agony one there. Grab some of this dark colour again and now I'm sort of directing the land. I want the land to run in a certain angle, so I'm just sort of pulling it in angles. Grab a little bit of light colour as well. Similar sort of thing, like this end. Having to add more water to get it going again. Yes. Yeah. Look at this is where the snow is there. Okay. we going to do about this water? Do we leave it as water, or do we create snow all along? Well, first thing I definitely want to do is create a white bush in there. I can do this in a couple of ways. What I want to do is show you a technique. It's different, so natural sponge, and I'm just going to go into this white paint using the natural sponge. Okay, and then go in there, sponge, and create your bush. Yeah, oops, just dropped it. Just grabbing some darker colour on the sponge now, because this area I couldn't control as well, so just to darken the base bit there. Yeah, so you can put all kinds of colours on your sponge and then create an effect. And then using my liner brush, I'll just use the white actually. Use some white. Dip them into water and then white. And create some little sticks and stuff. Just sort of adds a little bit of interest in there. Now let's go back to our fan brush. My hands are getting covered in paint now. Nothing new there. It's all part of painting now, isn't it? Just grabbed a wet wipe. Just wipe my hand a little bit. Just keeping an eye on the time, because I don't want to make this lesson too long. It's very much experimental. Just having a bit of fun, seeing what we can do using these acrylics. Just grabbing some white paint, and I want to create a lighter area here. Yeah. Now then, this water area. I do like the way it's looking, except it's all pretty much dried now. Let's grab a little bit of white. I'm just going to pull a little bit of white down on it. Okay. And over here we'll put some white in. There as well. Just want to start adding different tones. You can always use a bit of white to create the water line as well. Just to give it that indication that it is water. So creating some straightish lines. Not quite dark enough. I'm going to create a bit of a dark area there. Okay. Just wanted to create a bit of a ridge there, using my dark colour. I could also add some just dark down here. Add a bit amongst that. Just to add a little more depth into it. Change things. Now I want to go back into a bit of white again. Soften it up there. Soften it with my finger. Okay. A bit more paint, a bit more of the white, some of the, look at that water, move this out of the way, and using my finger to soften it. Okay, maybe this will help. You can use the liner to put in all the little details that you need. What you feel needs to be in there. This is all dried now, so you can really For detail. Okay. Before we mess it up, there's always that chance. We'll say this one is finished. Just grab a bit of the darkish blue. I'll just put a little Okay, thanks very much for watching this one. It's a little bit different, using acrylic for a change, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at another one. Cheers, bye.